right, so I want to go over Andrew's lesson here. He says today we're going to read a story, and he shows them the story, but he's going to begin by talking about the vocabulary. So he's really going from part to whole. You're going to read in chapter 2 this week that we've learned that for teaching L's, we want to go whole to part because it's really hard to understand a vocabulary word out of context. He's going to spend a long time of his lesson, almost 1/3 of the lesson, explaining the word sleepover, which already is kind of complicated because you have that preposition of over. But let's see how he does here.
Sleepover. 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 Sleep. Sleepover. Sleepover. Sleepover.
Okay, so he's using ALM, audiolingual method. We already talked about this, having students repeat and repeat. If he did a few more times, it really would be ALM. But that's okay. He's doing, this is okay. Okay, let's see what he does next.
What does sleep mean? Can you show me sleep? Sleep? Let me see sleep. Oh, he is sleeping. That's right. Sleep. Oh, she's sleeping. Sleep. Yeah. Sleep. Very good.
Okay, so he actually only gets 3 students to show him sleep. Only 3 out of this big group. But he feels pretty confident that they understand, but he never checks for understanding to make sure everyone else understands sleep. He is speaking so fast, and the students aren't writing anything, but he's going to jump right over to something else. Let's see what he jumps into. Oh, he does use TPR when he says, can you show me sleeping? So the students do total physical response. We talked about this in the chapter.
Good. Well, a sleepover is a special kind of sleeping party. It's like a sleeping party. In a sleepover, you walk to your friend's house and you sleep at your friend's house.
Okay, so he does TPR again. He shows them how to walk. That's great. He really explains now he slows down that you sleep at a friend's house. All right.
Okay? In a sleepover, you don't sleep at your house, you sleep at your friend's house instead. Okay?
Yes.
Do you like sleepovers? Is that fun?
Yes. Very fun.
Have you ever been to a sleepover? Did you have a sleepover?
Oh my gosh, this kills me. So he said, aren't sleepovers fun? And they say, yes, very fun, very fun. Then he says, have you ever been to a sleepover? Have you? Then no one answers. Have you had a sleepover? No one answers. So again, as a teacher, we have to say to ourselves, okay, either they don't understand sleepover or it's not in their culture. Already, I would put this as a failed lesson. Had he started with the story and reads this short story with the students, then backed up, it would have been so much more meaningful. This is not meaningful to these students. This is what Krashen talks about. The idea that you need meaningful input. It has to mean something, that we need to be in the zone of proximal development. This, I think, is too hard for these students. They don't understand it. A few of them do. A few of them will participate, but not one raises their hand. He really has to push them, and then we're not so convinced. Okay, let's see. We'll keep going.
Did you sleep at your friend's house? Yes? Yeah, who slept at their friend's house at a sleepover? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you had a sleepover? When Andrew teacher was little, when I was elementary student, I would sleep at my friend's house sometimes. And I had to bring some things with me. You know, what did I have to bring to my friend's house?
Okay, so this is good as well because he does connect to himself when he was younger. He would do a sleepover, and you want to make those personal connections. We'll talk about it, but he needed to talk more about it. But now he's talking about what do you bring to a sleepover? This is where it's a really red flag that they don't understand what a sleepover is. But let's see how he does.
No? I had to bring some clothes. Yeah, at a sleepover, you need to bring clothes.
Okay, then he not only does that, he adds need to bring. That's a whole different grammatical structure in the idea of must have, need to. So that's a lot of extra words for these students who are learning English. So that's, I don't like that he's written that on the board, but okay, let's keep going.
Anything else that you need to bring to a sleepover? What did you say? Your homework? Yeah. Okay, maybe your homework.
Homework? Are you nuts? You don't bring a homework on a sleepover, but okay.
All right. Oh no, bring your homework to the sleepover. Money? Yeah, sometimes you
Money?
bring money.
You never have to bring money.
Buy some food.
You're not buying food at a sleepover.
Do something.
You're not buying food or bringing money to sleepover. These students don't understand now. They want to participate. See, they're getting excited. They're just going to give them a list. Let's see what ridiculous thing comes up next.
That's true. What would you bring to the sleepover? Food.
Food? You don't bring food to a sleepover. This is why. So right away, he should have said, okay, these students aren't understanding. Then they go on. You've seen the video. I think in the end, they say bring some other things. They end up bringing a computer, other things. So already Andrew is, this is sorry, guys. I really like it, Andrew teacher, but thumbs down. These students, it's not interesting. It's not engaging. Most of them are not participating. They're not writing anything down. And then you'll see he eventually gives them the story and has them just look at the pictures. And he wants them to tell them what's in the pictures. I'm just going to actually fast forward to this because he says, I just want you to tell me what's in the pictures. Look how far it takes him to get here. Finally, I think it's right at 12 minutes. He says, okay, don't read it. Just look at the pictures. What are in these 3 pictures? Not even here. Here he is. Okay, let's see if they can just tell them what's in the pictures. So we're already almost 13 minutes into the lesson.
All right, put your paper down and look up here again, please. What's the title of this story?
Oh, okay, they get the title. Great.
It's called Sleepover. Very good. Okay. In picture 1, what did you see?
Can you sleep?
Okay.
Oh my goodness, it's not even the right answer. He said, what do you see? And someone says, can you sleep over? That's not the picture. The students can't describe the picture. They're reading the words. So they don't have the vocabulary to describe this picture of the school building, these 2 boys at school talking. They don't have the vocabulary. So we know Andrew's way off. Look, I'll give you 1 more minute to see. They can't answer the question of what's in the picture. He's actually writing down the wrong answer. So he doesn't know how to deal with it when a student says the wrong answer. He's going to go back to ask him again what's in the picture.
Sleep over at my house. What's in the picture? Can you tell me what's in the picture?
So they've actually had the picture for 3 minutes. Now he's putting pressure. They still can't tell him. No one can tell him what's in the picture.
Chickens? School? They're at school?
Okay, and he uses the strategy, which is great. When you can't elicit an answer, you say something really wrong. So at least students, they're paying attention. So he says chickens. They're like, no. Finally, he gets someone to put school. So sorry, guys. Andrew gets a thumbs down on this. We'll talk a little bit more about lessons like this and why we want to make sure that students are in the zone of proximal development and we're really teaching to their level and they're engaged. Right now, they're going to leave this class and really, have they learned anything? If you were learning this in Chinese, I don't think they would have really learned anything up to this point. All right. Thanks, team. Talk to you soon.